Hi and welcome to another Rate My Portfolio. I'm James and today we're going to be exploring another digital marketing portfolio. Now this portfolio was submitted by Kate Wolfe, who's based over in Limerick in Ireland, and I'm really excited about this portfolio, or showing you this portfolio, because I've actually seen this portfolio prior to recording this video. Now normally the case is that I don't actually look at the portfolio before I do the review, but in this instance I have, because Kate wants some feedback on this and I had to get it done quickly. I'm very excited because at the end of the day this is probably, and I don't normally say this, but this is probably the best portfolio I've reviewed to date. Kate has watched a number of my videos prior to designing her portfolio and of course done her own research, but she's really built a strong, solid portfolio, built on a number of principles that give it good structure and make sure that obviously the hiring manager understands who it is that she is. Kate obviously is an aspiring digital marketer and is looking to find that new work and that new job very soon. So I think this will be the next step, or at least a step in the right direction for Kate to get the job that she wants. I really do. What I will say is, if you are thinking of creating your own digital marketing portfolio, I really encourage you to watch the rest of this video, because it really does help you understand a structure and the composition of a really strong portfolio moving forward. Even if you only have one or two, projects or experiences, this is a really good portfolio to base yours off of. So take note. Let's have a look now at Kate's portfolio. I can't wait to show you. So straight away we can see that Kate has built her portfolio on Wix. Now anybody that watches my videos prior to this one will know that I really like portfolios built on Wix. Why? Well, it's simple to use, it's intuitive, it's a block-based builder if you like, and also it's fast. So you can create something that's quite similar to Kate's portfolio in a matter of days. It really is that simple. And that matters today because you need to get your stuff in front of hiring managers as quickly as possible. And Wix does the job. And it's free. You can have free hosting with it, free website builder, and you can produce something, as I've said before, that Kate has done, and it looks the business. So that's why I love Wix. So we can see immediately that we have Kate on the left-hand side of the screen. And above that we have Kate giving it a bit of a bio, that she's a marketing enthusiast, strategist and content creator. This is really important, because if you have this straight away on your portfolio, the first thing that people see above the fold, people are going to know exactly what it is that you do. And for a hiring manager, that's critical, because if they don't, they're not going to spend forever looking around. So you've got to spell it out for them, and Kate has done that beautifully. The other thing here as well with Kate is that she's added some personal branding. She's got that nice signature, if you like, with the colours, and that adds some sort of personality to Kate's portfolio. If we look a bit further to the right, we can see that Kate has given more of a sort of a bit of a synopsis on exactly what it is that she is. So she's an aspiring marketing manager looking for my next opportunity to be a change maker. Great. If we look a little bit further to the right, we can see that we have a menu. So we've got the hyperlinks there going off to home. There's a drop-down menu for portfolios, and then we have the CV, which I'm going to assume, yes it is, it's a download. And then we have the more section where we have what people said about me and contact. Spot on. Good. So I'm looking forward to explore all this with you. So that's above the fold. So take note, when you create your portfolio, you're looking for this. You need an image and spell out exactly who you are and what it is that you do. So let's go down from below the fold. Kate has given an explanation about herself, and that's really important because again it provides more context for the hiring manager to make them think, okay, will Kate be someone that's suitable potentially to fit into my team? We then have a keyword cloud, which is also good because that, again, from just a visual point of view, gives me, the hiring manager, top level overview of what it is that Kate specialises in, and that's excellent. Then we have client and collaborations. Now this is smart because all of a sudden Kate's setting the scene. She's telling us that she's worked with these individual organisations, and there's a little bit of social proofing there, and I think that's important because when you have that as a hiring manager, a recruiter, internal manager, you feel confident that she's tried and tested. Once we go back up to the home page, I think really my overall view of this is that the homepage is clear, it's crisp, it's concise, and it's functional. It has fun with it as well, and there's personal branding. So I think it ticks all the boxes with that. And of course, I've tested this on mobile and it looks fine. So I think big tick in the box there, Kate, for your homepage. Let's now have a look at the portfolio. This is the sort of the meat and potato, if you like, of the actual portfolio itself, the projects. And I want to explore the first project that we got. So what's this? The Milford Virtual 10K Run. What we have here is we have initially the headline of exactly what this project is. We have an overview of the project, and in fact, this is what I love about Kate's portfolio, is the fact that it's structured in such a way that it's easy to understand and easy to follow through on Kate's methodology and rationale of this project, and you actually get to understand the processes that she goes through to creating this. And as a portfolio, as a piece of work, that's what you need to do with your projects. With the overview, we can read that, but essentially the project brief was to increase event awareness and boost reach. Again, as a hiring manager, I know what Kate's after, and I can start thinking, right, how can Kate fit into my team? And this is what a portfolio does better than a CV or a covering letter. It gives you actual, tangible things to look at and to think about. So we get some context there about Kate's role, brilliant, and we get to see another image of her at that point in time. And then we start having a background of the actual job itself. And what's important here is that we start to see methodology in Kate's working. So we get to see a bit about what's happened with the project, her role, what Kate has implemented, what she established, and what she developed throughout this whole process. This is exactly what you want with the portfolio. No waffle, just go straight to the point in terms of what her roles and responsibilities were with this brief. We then start to see a little bit more of information in regards to the actual problem. And this sets the scene again in terms of how Kate overcame this project issue and started to build a solution. And we get lots and lots of information on this, which is really, really good. Kate then gives us the strategic approach, so the methodology and how she's going to execute this and what she's going to do to get the result that she wants, which is absolutely brilliant. And this is exactly how you should frame your portfolio project, in my opinion. Of course, there are other people out there that will give you their view, but from my experience, I think that this is a really clever and succinct way of doing things, and it keeps things nice and quick and moving fast. So let's have a further look down. What we then get from Kate is the cherry on top. We start to see sample posts. We start to see conceptualizations of Kate's work. That's invaluable, because now I'm actually getting to see what she's outputting. And again, this is just really, really good. And what Kate does here is not only does she show potentially her image and graphic design capability, but she also displays her social media optimization. She also displays the way that she, it does captions correctly and the use of hashtags and all the other things that are very important in making social posts successful. And then we go down, we get some video as well, so I'm getting more sort of information that Kate can not only produce dynamic, rich images, but she can also create those videos as well, which is brilliant. And then we get another cherry on top of the cherry, which is the key insights and results. This is huge. If you have key insights or results for your project, that is brilliant. Look, it's not a deal breaker if you don't. But what you're giving here, hiring managers and recruiters, is you're giving them information that you show that not only can you create an output, but you can also produce something from it. You can provide bang for buck, and that's massively important for business owners. So really, this is excellent. And then as we scroll down, we then have more information about Kate and future goals in regards to this potential project. Really, that goes above and beyond, and I absolutely, applaud that. And I just, when I first saw this, I was blown away by the structure and the presentation of this individual project. So, digital design and illustration. Kate's chosen 5 projects, and I think that's the maximum number you should really go to. But all of them, I can assume, are quite recent. And that's really good, because remember, when you produce your portfolio and you start layering on project after project after project, you're going to start having an issue in terms of bandwidth for your site is going to get heavy, it's going to slow down, but also you've got to manage these things. And that's the problem. If you start having 8, 10, 11, 12 projects to manage, some of these are going to get old quickly, some of them probably are already old, and all of a sudden clients, hiring managers, internal recruiters, they might land on these projects that have been neglected and might think, nah, not sure. Plus, you've got to keep them specific. So that is another thing to bear in mind when you create your own portfolio. No more than 5. Let's take a look at the CV page now and let's see how Kate structured this. So with the CV page, we get a professional summary, which is brilliant. We get a skills sort of keyword cloud. We get the experience there, education, etc., etc. And not only that, not only is this a web page based CV, which is brilliant, but we also get the opportunity to download the full CV as well, which business owners love. They love to download a CV and pass it to everybody and make notes on it, etc. And it's perfect for interview. So this is really, really good. If you're going to structure something like this, structure your CV similar to this and include a download CV button. And I think this is also clever because we have the professional summary and then we have the download CV button there. So if I'm in a hurry, I can just download it and I don't need to scroll down the page. I can look at the CV another time without me having to scroll all the way to the bottom and then download the CV. Or I might not see it. So that's very, very good. So we click on the more and then we got what people said about me. This is something that I haven't seen a lot on, and I think this is really, really good. If you are able to get testimonials or reviews on your portfolio, include them. Why not? And I think that's a smart move as well. And I think Kate brownie points there because that just gives an extra sort of layer of competency in regards to yourself with this portfolio. Then, of course, we come to the Contact Me page. And the Contact Me page is always something that I target in on for a number of reasons. Basically, it's for your privacy. If you keep your email and your mobile number safe, you're not going to get spammed to death. And that's one of the worst things that can happen. And also, you don't want unsolicited contact. It's just unnecessary. So let's see what Kate's done here. Get in touch. Yeah. She's done what I recommend, and I think what you would do anyway normally is have a contact form. Contact forms are really good. No one's going to spend their time filling out a contact form if they're not really interested, and therefore it works. Obviously, test it out. Test out your contact form works, because you don't want a contact form that doesn't work. And believe it or not, I've spoke to employers that have looked at portfolios and said that they actually have contacted people or the actual candidate via the contact form. So they do work. Plus, of course, if you're going to be sending this out to potential clients in the future, having a contact form is essential. Now, there's a couple of other things I want to talk about just before we wrap this up. What you will notice with portfolios, and that I talk about quite a lot, is that you shouldn't really incorporate a number of links going out to the internet. You shouldn't have anything really that distracts from the person viewing your portfolio. And Kate does this well. Within Kate's portfolio, you will notice that there are no distractions. There are no social media icons in the top corners. There is only one social media icon at the bottom. Let's connect. The danger is that if you have your social media icons, let's say TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, visible in the top corner of your portfolio, the danger is that a hiring manager, recruiter, internal manager, whoever's looking to make that hire might click on those icons, and then you've lost them. Because I know from experience myself is that if I click on let's say a Twitter icon, I end up on my own Twitter feed and I end up looking at my own timeline, and then I've forgotten about Kate. So you keep them on the page. It's about keeping the focus, making sure that the person who's reading this is not distracted. Genuinely, I think this is the best portfolio I've reviewed to date. Of course, the other portfolios I've reviewed have been brilliant, but this ticks pretty much every single box. This kind of portfolio for me is exactly what you should be aspiring to make. And, Kate has done a brilliant job on this. So fingers crossed, Kate, that you get the job that you want moving forward off the back of this, because I think it will work wonders. But you've also helped inspire, I'm sure, a lot of other people to make the portfolio that's going to help them as well. All I can say again is thank you so much for obviously submitting this, Kate, and great to speak to you. If you need help creating your own, you can get in touch with me and I will try and give you some pointers and help you. And hopefully you'll subscribe to this channel, and I will obviously next week be doing more in terms of content for Portfolio. So hopefully you'll join me for that as well. Do click the bell icon to get notifications of when I post next. That'd be really good. And if you could like this video, that would be superb. I'm trying to step up my game on YouTube slightly to make sure that I give better quality to you, so that hopefully it'll make you a better marketer. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Thanks again. Bye.